morning. Welcome to dreary Winnipeg. Yeah, that rain that they predicted has moved in and settled in. Okay, no sunrise this morning to show you, I'm afraid. Now, I do have a bit of good news. Yesterday, I wasn't able to show you Missy the dog. Well, it turns out I did actually get Missy the dog on video. Not the way we normally do it, but here's what happened. I noticed in my surveillance system I saw movement, and I looked to see what it was, and it was Missy taking one of her humans for a walk. Yeah, so I knew that I was just about ready to go out on my bike, and I thought, there's a chance I'm going to run into them. So I stuck a dog cookie in my pocket, and sure enough, I came onto them. So here it is. Yeah, for those of you who were lamenting the fact that you didn't get to see Missy, well, now you get to see her. Now, I do have my GoPro ready, and I'm going to try and remember to grab it today. Max was saying last night, he said he'll probably be over with his raincoat on. I wonder what Missy's going to be wearing. She's going to be probably a soggy, wet, smelly little dog. Actually, she doesn't have an odor. Anyway, she should have, because she likes to lay on her back and all kinds of stuff in the yard and kind of wiggle around. You know how dogs do that? I actually saw horses doing that. Kind of strange. I didn't know what they were doing, but maybe they're scratching their backs. I don't know. Okay. Now, this morning I was sitting here at the model table and I was thinking, okay, I got to spray these parts. And I'm realizing that in all likelihood, this piece here is not supposed to be the 66. I think this is supposed to be a sort of like a countertop or a desktop or something like that. And this piece here, it goes with it. It goes on the front. So let's get that off of there. I almost painted them the 66. But I don't think they're actually supposed to be that color. Because if we check the painting and marking guide over here, it kind of looks like it's wood, like brown. So it's funny, you wouldn't really think of as the inside of a submarine as having wooden parts, because wood would have a tendency to swell from moisture and stuff like that. Well, a submarine is probably one of the, I would think anyway, unless they had some sort of way of drying it, like a dehumidifier. I would think it'd be a real damp, musky environment. At least the early ones would. Maybe the newer ones don't. But, okay. Enough about submarines. I don't need to worry about it. I'm never going to be on one. So, and probably most of you won't either. Although apparently some of you actually have. You've had that privilege. You don't realize it, but it was a privilege to be able to be on something like that. Yeah, it's sort of a unique experience that very few people in the world have ever had the privilege of being on. It'd be almost like being able to go up in the space shuttle or something like that. Okay. Oh, I can't spray this until I get the spray booth back in here. I still haven't come to a conclusion as to what I'm going to do with the spray booth. Are we going to put little casters on a stand and then put the spray booth on that stand, or am I going to maybe just really keep it simple and just mount legs onto the bottom of the existing spray booth and just have skids and just sort of skid it around on the carpet? I think that might be the way to go. Because the little casters that I've got, they don't wheel well in a carpet, whereas a skid works really good. It slides. and the spray booth is not that heavy. Maybe I'm guessing 35 pounds. I never weighed it. Maybe a little heavier. It doesn't matter. So I think maybe that's the way I'm going to go. I won't be videoing the building of it. I think the best thing to do is just get it done so that I can get at this. And I don't want to be leaving it to too late in the day, because then I have a tendency to think, well, I don't really feel like doing it now. It's late in the afternoon. I'm getting a little bit tired, and so I think I better get at that and do that this morning, like right now. Yeah. Okay, after I pressed stop there, I was looking at these two pieces, and they do form a desk. Okay, this plugs in like this, and then this goes on the top, and you will notice there's a couple of positioning things there, and something right here that perfectly matches up with it, so that if you take this and if we were to glue it at right angles, you can see that this makes for a desk. And there was another place in the painting and marking guide that it showed that this is brown, except for these three pieces are going to be stuck on here, and they are going to be the 66, so that they will contrast. This is going to be a dark brown, but this, the edge here would be brown all the way around, but the top would be green. It's supposed to be green, like the tabletop and the other desks in the radio room. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is get this glued up here. Let's see, we'd have to go like this, and oh, I'm getting off camera there, aren't I? Shame on me. Okay, so it'll be sort of like this, and we got to hold this at right angles, and I was thinking maybe I can use this, put this square on here like this. I think it'll stand like that and keep everything straight. Yeah, that'll work. And then, yeah. Okay, now this is part of that TV antenna that I scrapped yesterday. And the idea is so that I have something that's going to be the same height. Otherwise, my square system isn't going to want to work here. Okay, now I know that it's going to be square. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. And maybe so that it doesn't fall in. Go like that. And I do believe everything is in the right place here. Oh, don't bump anything now, Ron. Don't bump it. You always got to poke at it, don't you? Okay, I think it's in the right place. Now, what happened to my extra thin here? No, that's not it. There we go. I'm just going to do it from the back. Okay, I would think that that is going to meld. One of the viewers has been mentioning when you do melding, you actually this parts actually shrink, and I know where he's coming from, but I'm going to keep melding anyway. Come on in, soggy doggy.
It's a wet world, Uncle Ron.
It's a wet world, yes. And it's gonna be wet, I think, tomorrow too.
She's a wet dog anyhow. She's a wet dog anyhow.
What are you whimpering about?
Dog. My singing.
Uh-huh.
She thinks I'm a terrible singer.
What's the matter, Misty? Hey, what's the matter? Yeah, you can eat it here. Yeah, you can eat it here. Maybe she's trying to say I don't like this flavor. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You don't like that flavor? You can eat it here. No?
She's confused by the rain, I think.
I think so too. Yeah.
She wanted to eat it, but she didn't want to eat it. She wanted to eat it, but not on the rug. What are we doing, Miss?
Yeah, it's a gray day.
Yeah, she's eating it on your lawn. Yeah, I think it stopped raining just for a minute now.
Well, I won't be getting out today, I don't think.
No. Tomorrow I think there's only a 40% chance of showers. So.
40%? Well, that means 60% chance I'll get out. Yeah, we'll see you later.
Yeah, take good care of yourself.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not discouraged. I'm not disgusted, but I am a little bit disappointed in myself. And the reason being is, so let me move in a bit here. The spray booth is back in here. And it is exactly the way it was before. I'm sitting here on the end of the model table right now as I speak. And yeah, I never made the stand. All I did was take some measurements. Okay, I think that's going to be fairly strong. But a couple hours or more has passed here. In fact, it's going on for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, what is that in the middle of the street? That's a dry spot. That's almost big enough to put a motorcycle on. Now, when we did this piece here, we painted it, at least the main body of it, with the 338. And I'm thinking that it probably would be a good idea to also paint this one with the 338, because it's going to be very similar. It will have a piece stuck on it, which is I think it sticks on the side right there. I'm not sure. It's a little round thing. Oh no, actually I think it goes on right there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. There again, I was going to paint it the 66. I had it stuck down on the masking tape. So that's another one that I would have painted wrong. Now what about this one over here? You know, should it be a different color? I better check and see where it goes. It almost looks like one of those desks, doesn't it? Okay, I found a drawing of it in the painting and marking guide. It's going to go like this. I'm just noticing just right now, and I didn't notice that before. It looks like there's sort of like a little cupboard doors or something there. But this is, as near as I can tell, this is a desk. I can well imagine if we were to measure the height of that and then multiply it by 48. Would we have a desk? Is there something that's supposed to go on the top there, maybe? Maybe I should just peruse ahead here in the manual and see if, because this is not the same as this. you can see that this has sort of a little lip on it, which sort of makes sense, because if the boat was on the surface and it was rocking back and forth, the captain's bowl of soup would keep sliding onto the floor. What can I say? Noticing when I was setting stuff back up here that my signs are getting pretty painted over. Don't know if you can read it. Talks about make no changes in the evening when feeling tired or depressed that can't be changed back in the morning after having a good rest. Well, I think it's the changes that made me feel depressed. Anyway, no, I'm not depressed. Maybe a little bit tired. I think it's the weather. Yeah, I think it's this weather kind of has a tendency to get a person down. We are ready to spray, but I'm not going to do it today. I thought, when I got going this morning, I was pretty gung-ho and I was going to, put legs on this thing and, at least get one color down. We'll be doing the 66 on this small stuff tomorrow. Oh, I did measure this, and it would be a little bit on the low side. And I did page ahead to see if there was a top or anything that goes on the top, and I couldn't see anything. So maybe that's not the kind of desk that I thought it was. Like this table. Now, mind you, the model table is extra high. It's higher, about this much higher than a normal kitchen table. However, I'm going to call it quits here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get a coffee visitor, and he's probably going to be coming over in his raincoat. And it's a good thing I didn't put my motorcycle on that bare spot in the middle of the street, because it's not dry now. Okay, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.